Alright, well, I wanted to do a little video update just because, partly because I'm in the middle of doing all this wiring, and I just wanted to show you guys how I'm doing this wiring on all the hidden wiring. Now, these are the 5-degree slant trees from Kewlmetal, and these risers were designed to go specifically with these slant trees. Now, these risers do clear the stock tank and the stock speedo and the chrome that's on top of that tank. Now my tank just got painted, and we took all that off and put a bung refueling cap on there, and I'm going to show you that tank in a minute. But all I really wanted to say is these risers will clear that, and if I had to redo it for this tank, they probably might be down a little bit lower. But since I'm wiring up these risers, I doubt I'll change them after this, because this is a huge job. And as you can see, I got my switch housing on here all chromed up, and you don't see any wires. The only wire you see is this one wire, and this wire is for my turn signals, which are going inside my mirror extensions. That's a new Kewlmetal product that's in work. Our turn signal mirror, LED turn signal mirror extensions. They're going to be really slick, and they're being developed in part for this bike, but also, of course, to become a standard production item. But you can see just how beautiful this looks. All these wires from the right switch housing and the left switch housing now go through the bars, up into a hole underneath the switch housing, through here, down through these hollow risers, and here they are, all coming out underneath. Now, I had to snip all of these wires to get them fed through here. And the other bundles I have here are coming from the Dakota Digital. So I've got the Dakota Digital mounted up inside the Kewlmetal tack housing for this. And there's quite a few wires that go with that Dakota Digital as well. So haven't really cut the wiring harness on the bike at all. I've just snipped these. And what I'm doing with those wires is I'm having to extend them. So I took the original connector, and I was going to try and find that plastic housing, which I put somewhere, but anyway, it's a connector housing, the white one. Here's the black one right here. And if you take a sharp pin and put it down in there, you can release these out of these connectors. If you've never done that before, it just takes a sharp object. I actually use a 12-volt test probe to do that, and you put it down in there, and you can see the little release tab on the plastic to pop every one of these pins out of those connectors. So I have each one of these individually, and I'm having to extend them. I'm having to make sure to leave the color code of the wire that's connected to this pin just showing right there below my shrink wrap on each one of these. So I left it just long enough like that. I don't have all these fancy colored wires. I mean, you got aqua blue with a yellow stripe and blah blah blah. There's no way I'm going to be buying all those colored wires. But what's going to happen here is, yeah, here's my connector housing that these pins are going to get reconnected in, and I can see this is a white wire. There's a white wire on that harness, so I'm going to know that pin goes back into here, and this white is going to get reconnected to that white. So once I do this whole soldering and shrink wrapping these wires, you know, you will not be able to pull this connector back up through. This goes through a hollow bolt right here. It's pretty tight, and I was able to feed the wires through the bolt with those pins on them, but once it was through, you know, you still have to end up cutting these. So, but you can see here how I'm going to be able to match white to white all the way from the harness back up to the handlebars by doing it this way, and keep track of my colors. And so that's basically how we're feeding the wires through the handlebars and extending them all down. And I ran one up here for the LED. I'm going to use chassis ground for the ground on that, so I hope that works out okay. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. The only thing you might run into is if you don't get a good ground through the bearings, you can go ahead and drill and tap underneath the tree here and actually put a ground wire, which is, some bikes do that, the Harleys do that, with the fairings and everything. So there you have it. We won't have any turn signals on the front. They'll be in the mirror extensions. And there's the chrome lower fork legs We are going to be putting a chrome 21-inch front wheel on this bike, but here is the stock wheel that I had powder coated, and the rotors are polished and the front calipers are chrome, and I'm just putting that on there to get this bike back on its feet until I get the chrome wheel. Once I get the chrome front wheel, that'll just be a quick swap out. So the rest of the bike's coming along pretty good too. I got the air ride all sort of buttoned up in that swing arm, so we can see the air ride's actually all plumbed up, wired up, and functioning now. There it is in its fully slammed position. And we're also getting a chrome rear wheel stocker and putting that on here. But you know what, I got these black wheels, and I'm going to get this bike put together and see what it looks like with the black wheels on it. Get some pictures of it that way. And so there's the chrome Brown County Customs tubular swing arm, the Kewlmetal air ride with it fully slammed, the chrome rear hub. We got these babies chrome too, so that looks good. Our Kewlmetal side covers and air intake, and there she is, coming along pretty good.